The Flash and Brainiac will appear in the DC Cinematic Universe. Two female versions of Doctor Doom at once in the movie Doomsday, and Doctor Strange in Doctor Strange 3, which is finally in development again. It is also reported that Marvel has prepared a whole 30 different versions of the Doomsday trailer. That is how hard Kevin Feige is trying to ensure the movie definitely succeeds and brings back the love of Marvel fans for the cinematic universe. Well, you can show your love for us by rating the video, because in the next couple of minutes, the freshest news about superheroes awaits you. Let's start with official news from The Hollywood Reporter. The reputable publication reports that filming for Doomsday will resume in the spring for additional shots, and they will start filming Secret Wars already in the summer. In the break, the Russo brothers will also produce the series Optinet with Colin Farrell. And this is good news. No delay for Secret Wars is planned, and the movie's production will repeat Doomsday with a year for refinement and post-production. We can expect good graphics, and the only slightly upsetting thing is that such a schedule practically excludes the possibility of Secret Wars in two parts, which we would really like. The second piece of news is Doctor Strange. His third part is still being planned at Marvel, but Benedict Cumberbatch has already missed the release window between Doomsday and Secret Wars. Now it is reported that Marvel is indeed ramping up work on the third part, but definitely already after Secret Wars, and it seems without Sam Raimi and Michael Waldron. It is reported that after problems on the set of Multiverse of Madness, Cumberbatch demands more participation in choosing the director and screenwriter, so the process is dragging on. So Steven's return will take place at best in the year 2028 or even in 29. This also means that Strange will become a character who transitions into the new Marvel saga, and there will be no change of actor. It is quite possible for the Scarlet Witch, because Elizabeth Olsen's latest interviews about Marvel are not particularly positive. The actress revealed how unhappy she was when she found out she would be the villain of Multiverse of Madness a couple of weeks before filming began. Then Olsen said that this twist crossed out everything they worked for in WandaVision, and it is unclear what to do with the Scarlet Witch now. But the most interesting thing is that the other day, Olsen stated that she was not on the set of Doomsday. And what is even worse, insiders confirmed that at least at the main stage of work, Elizabeth really did not appear. And everyone who wants the actress to return to the role is left hoping that she will be called in the spring for additional filming. Perhaps even for the role of a female version of Doctor Doom, because information from the last episode is being confirmed and in detail. A reputable source reports that there will be two female versions of Doom in Doomsday. One with a purple cloak and a gold mask, and the second completely gold. The other versions of Doom will be men, and it is claimed that we will see quite a few of them. Again, the second round of accusations against Marvel has begun that they simply deleted Kong's name from the script of the Kong Dynasty and changed it to Doom. But we would not criticize Marvel so sharply. Firstly, the saga is still about the multiverse and implies alternative versions of heroes. And secondly, there are Doom bots, which have been in the comics for 50 years and are the most canonical element of Victor's biography. So let's better rejoice that Robert Downey Jr. will play several heroes at once. And finally, it is also reported that Marvel plans to change the actor for the role of Black Panther already in Doomsday. There are no specific details, but it is said that it is definitely about a man. Apparently, this is T'Challa's grown-up son who will be made the main character instead of Shuri. Damson Idris is actively being predicted for the role, and he himself did not deny the fact of negotiations with Marvel. Explaining his rapid growth will be difficult, but hopefully not through a rumor about the movie, which is also spreading online. They say that between Doomsday and Secret Wars, Marvel will again make a time jump, and this time by 8 years. The idea came from the comics where everything was exactly like that. But we really would not want to repeat in the cinema, because the 5-year jump of Infinity War disrupted the coherence of the cinematic universe too much. Before that, its films were released parallel to the real world, but after Endgame, confusion began where Marvel was ahead of the present. And it is difficult to figure out when the events of the films and series took place. But before Doomsday, they at least synchronized, and we would not want to go through the same thing. On the other hand, after Secret Wars, they're gonna reboot the cinematic universe anyway. So, in theory, they can show 8 years of a time jump and after the reboot, synchronize with the real world. We hope they transfer the Guardians of the Galaxy there too, because everything is quite sad on their front. Several insiders immediately reported that they had not heard anything about the team's participation in Doomsday. The only exception is Chris Pratt's Star-Lord, who is expected in the movie. Regarding the rest of the Guardians, considering their almost complete creation by computer graphics, there might be surprises. But it is reported that Gamora has left the cinematic universe with 100% probability because Zoe Saldana is currently busy with Avatar. And after the third Guardians, she clearly said that she had had enough. Well, as for Star-Lord, it is reported that either in Doomsday or later, he will assemble a new team of misfits. At least that is Marvel's plan for the character, which of course can change, including due to politics. After all, because of it at least, Oscar Isaac flew out of the cinematic universe. The actor in an interview with JQ just went and stated that he is currently closed for cooperation with Disney. It is about the scandal with Jimmy Kimmel, whose show Disney temporarily closed after a demand from the Donald Trump administration. We will not dive deep into this, and will only note that regardless of politics, major studios do not really like it when actors criticize them. So the future of Moon Knight is in big question, especially since for the first time since the year 2019 in its quarterly report, Disney did not mention the words diversity and inclusivity even once. Experts attribute this to Disney's withdrawal from politics and focus on content rather than quotas, which again might not be to the liking of many modern actors. Just like Jeremy Renner's messages were not to the liking of his girlfriend. Model Ju accused the actor of sending her his revealing photos and forcing her into intimate relations. And then, according to Ju, after refusals, he threatened to complain to the Migration Service and deport the woman from the USA. Renner himself, through his lawyers, stated that everything was the opposite, and Ju had been hitting on him from day one. But as you understand, even false accusations in today's Hollywood do not pass without a trace. So Renner's participation in the next Avengers is also in big question. Unlike the Punisher, who will definitely be in the fourth Spider-Man and for the first time appeared in a photo from the set together with him. As expected, the black van in the movie belongs to Frank Castle, who will cause trouble and fight tanks of the Damage Control Organization. There are no other details about the movie yet, except that Wonder Man received a small update. Its executives stated that there will be 2 main actors in the series. Besides Yahya Abdul-Mateen, the main role will also be played by Ben Kingsley. The head of Marvel TV, Brad Winderbaum, stated that both heroes will get an equal amount of screen time. And it all looks as if Marvel is trying to attract attention to the project through nostalgia and Ben Kingsley's face. Are you waiting for the series, which will be released on January 27th next year? Write in the comments, and we are moving on to DC, where information that Brainiac will become the villain of Superman 2 is being confirmed. It is reported that the studio is already looking for an actor for the role, and filming of the project will begin in April next year. So most likely a classic story awaits us, where Superman will first fight Lex Luthor and then team up against a common enemy. Rick Flag Sr. will also appear in the movie, whose participation was confirmed by Frank Grillo. And also Hawkgirl, whom James Gunn himself confirmed, who is again being criticized a bit on the internet, accused of the fact that due to the position of director in Superman, Gunn has no time for the development of the universe, and extremely few projects have been announced. Although the other day, one did appear. James Gunn announced a series about Jimmy Olsen, whom we saw in the first Superman. The project will be called DC Crime and will be a mockumentary. We will be shown how inside the universe Daily Planet reporters investigate crimes related to superheroes. Specifically, in the first season, the main villain will be Gorilla Grodd, which of course caused rumors about the appearance of the Flash in the series because it is almost impossible to imagine Grodd without Barry Allen. In the comics, it was he who crossed paths with the gorilla. To be honest, we would really like the Flash's debut because the announcement looks weak. There is no Batman, no Wonder Woman, no Shazam or Cyborg in the universe, just in case. But Jimmy Olsen gets his own project who did not exactly stand out even in Superman. It would be great to arrange a surprise for fans and raise interest in the series, which however will almost certainly be solid because such unexpected and seemingly unnecessary projects are James Gunn's strong suit. He made Peacemaker a famous character using the same scheme. In other news, James Gunn promised that Superman 2 will not be another Guardians of the Galaxy. According to the director, the first movie was very optimistic, a bit caricatured and similar to comics, but the second one will be gloomier, both because of the threat and because of the shift in focus. We have already met Superman, and now Lex Luthor will also be at the center using less friendly and romantic methods. Another hope for a project not in the style of Guardians of the Galaxy is the series about Green Lanterns. Its showrunner Chris Mundy confirmed that the project will be in the genre of a story about buddy cops, one of whom is old and wise and the second young and hot-tempered. According to Mundy, the superhero aspect in the series can be said to be in the background, and in the foreground is the relationship between teacher Hal Jordan and student Jon Stewart, who will play cops rather than heroes. The couple will investigate a mysterious murder in the American hinterland involving alien forces and ancient horrors. The main villain will be Sinestro, and the release is expected closer to the middle of next year. Does DC's future look more confident than Marvel's? Share your opinion in the comments. And that is all we have for now. See you again.